Could the recent bombardment of Gaza be a defining moment in the long-standing conflict between Israel and Palestine? Let's dive deeper into this layered issue. In December 2023, the Qatari Prime Minister Sheikh Mohammed bin Abdulrahman Al Thani voiced his concern that Israel's attacks on Gaza were narrowing the window for a potential truce. Speaking at the Doha Forum, he pledged that Qatar would persist in its efforts to pressure both sides into a ceasefire. Qatar had previously played a central role in negotiating a week-long pause in violence, which led to the release of hostages. Meanwhile, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu declared that the war was in full swing. He claimed that dozens of Hamas terrorists had surrendered, marking what he believed to be the beginning of the end for Hamas. However, these political maneuverings occurred against the backdrop of an escalating humanitarian crisis in Gaza. By this point, the Hamas-run health agency in Gaza reported that almost 18,000 Palestinians had been killed. Hamas conveyed a different narrative. They asserted that the temporary ceasefire had proven its credibility and that no more hostages would be released until Israel agreed to engage in talks. Spokesman Abu Ubaidah stated that Hamas fighters had destroyed 180 military vehicles and had inflicted significant casualties on Israeli soldiers. He warned that what is coming is greater. At the same Doha conference, Philippe Lazzarini, the head of UNRWA, the UN Agency for Palestinian Refugees, described the situation in Gaza as hell on earth, branding it as the worst situation he had ever witnessed. Palestinian Prime Minister Mohammed Shtayyeh called for international sanctions against Israel, accusing it of violating international humanitarian law. Meanwhile, the city of Khan Yunis in southern Gaza was under heavy bombardment, with Israel urging civilians to evacuate. While all this was happening, Israel was also engaged in international diplomacy, criticizing its allies for what it perceived as an inconsistent stance. Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu argued that it was contradictory for allies to both support the elimination of Hamas and pressure Israel to end the war. Despite all these challenges and the complexities of the situation, it's crucial to remember that the people at the heart of this conflict are ordinary citizens who want nothing more than to live in peace. So stay informed, stay engaged, and remember that every voice matters in the pursuit of justice and peace.